Did you get on with the other personalities around Channel O, Roy Hampson and those sort of people?
Yes, some of them had very nice blood, actually.
So what happened to you when the movies finished on Channel O?
I just crawled back into my coffin and slumbered away.
Why didn't you present yourself to 9 and 7 and say you could do them there?
Well, it was a bit difficult. The other one, my sort of alter ego, was still working at O.
And who was that?
What was his name? Baker. Ralph Baker.
Ralph wouldn't happen to be there, would he, Deadly?
Just a second. I'll take my teeth out and see if I can find him.
Oh, Ralph, it's a real treat to have you on, both as Deadly Earnest and as yourself. It's been a long time, and I suppose you still get a lot of calls yourself from people.
Well, I certainly get a lot of interest from people. Often I'll be introduced to somebody and they'll say, oh, yeah, he was Deadly Earnest. And then I go, oh, I remember. You know, I was about 3 or 4, and I used to get up and watch you, and they all rave on, and it's quite amusing at times, although it makes you feel a bit old when you hear people of 3 and 4 who loved you when I was on television.
But Bruce is right. We get so many interesting letters, from people wanting to know who was Deadly Earnest and what happened to him. People thought he might have been, among others, Peter Couchman. His name's come up at times. Who else? Barry Crocker is another name.
Of course, I don't know if you realise it, but there was a Deadly Earnest in every state right around Australia.
Didn't know that.
Yes, but each one was a different one. Every station in the O10 net.
And were you the first, Ralph?
No, I believe I was the second. I think the one in Sydney was the first.
So you were approached by management to do the character?
That's right, yes. Yeah.
What were you doing prior to that?
Well, I worked at Channel O.
As what?
So I was in... what was I doing at that time? I think I was still in the staging crew, and later became a floor manager and through to head floor manager at Channel O, as it was then. But of course I started in television well back before that. In fact, around about the same time as Philip, I do believe.
You were in props with Jock Blair and David Flint at one time.
That's correct, yes.
So, did you devise the character? I know you've probably got the name from the interstate Deadly Earnests, but did you have your own identity as far as costume and props?
Yes. We weren't quite sure what we were going to do with it, and we went to wardrobe and talked about various things and dragged things out of the cupboards and had a look. And part of it evolved by accident, really. You may remember Claw, who...
Law, that brings... Oh, look, so many people will remember that, Ralph.
Well, he was a very big part of Deadly. And Claw came about because having put on a costume and with the makeup, I said, oh, look, my hands look ridiculous. I need to do something with my hands. So they said, oh, look, we'll give you some gloves. And I put on this pair of gloves, but by mistake, they'd given me 2 right-hand gloves. And of course, if you put a right-hand glove on your left hand, it immediately looks grotesque. And that was how Claw came about. They said, oh, sorry, we're good. I said, forget it. It's great. We'll leave it as it is.
But it seemed to me that a lot of the prop boys would have loved to have worked on the show because the set, as I recall, was very experimental, and it seemed to be a lot of personal expression was being put into the show.
Doing the whole thing was a lot of fun. It was so different to anything else that was done that everybody enjoyed doing it. And other on-air personalities were jealous of it in a way, because they said the great thing about what you're doing is that you can say what you really think.
Were you up against Hal Todd's Night Owl Theatre on Channel 9 at the time, Ralph?
At one time I must have been, I do believe. Although, of course, later, after Deadly had finished, Toddy did his Friday night show on Channel O.
So was that the end of your television career when the movies ended?
No, I was still at the channel, working as a producer, I think, when it finished. And I was there for some time afterwards. And it was about, getting on around 20 years ago, I guess, when it finished. And I did finish up working in television not long after that.
So what sort of money would Deadly Earnest have got each Friday night?
Oh, dear. I think when he finished, somewhere around about, $25.
See, sadly, management wouldn't have realised the potential they had, not only as a great personality, but as a salesman in Deadly Earnest.
There was a lot there, and it wasn't picked up. Certainly I can see what was missed on it now. I could command much more at that time doing personal appearances, depending on the venue and whether it was for charity or if it was a commercial venture. I could command much more than my actual on-air fee. And there was so much that could have been done, and you could have got into the marketing field with Deadly Earnest dolls and all that sort of thing. But the potential wasn't seen at the time.
Ralph Baker, our guest, Deadly Earnest, you'll all remember. The selection of movies, Ralph, did you have any say in that?
No, not really. The whole thing came about because they bought this package of movies, and they knew that they were a dreadful package of movies. I mean, some of them were quite incredible. There was one that always sticks in my mind, for instance. It was a Japanese horror movie called Mothra, which had this dreadful moth in it, which was the most mechanical-looking thing you could ever see. And they were so dreadful, they really didn't know what to do with them, and that was how the idea of Deadly came about. It needed something to make people watch them that were that bad, you know.
How did they rate your Deadly Earnest movies, Ralph?
They rated very well for the time of night that they were on. I couldn't tell you now what the rating figures were, but for other things that were on and the night and the time of the time slot that they were on, they did rate very well in their day.
So were you in staging during the week and you'd get into character on a Friday night?
Not quite, because we did tape it about 2 or 3 weeks at a time. But yes, I was in staging for the rest of the week, and then once every 2 or 3 weeks I'd be transformed into this other character. And it was an interesting transformation because you hear actors talk about how they prepare themselves before a performance and how they gradually become the character that they're playing. And by the time I'd had the makeup done each time, and that took about an hour, it was very much like that gradually as the makeup went on, Ralph disappeared and Deadly came out.